Yo, it's JSF, and I recently did a video about the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro competition about how it was just really trash and I had a terrible experience and had all these issues. But one thing I don't like to do is just complain and not offer a solution. And I know I made that video on a whim, like right afterwards, and I was kind of venting my frustrations, which is why I kind of came off like a rant. But I do want to offer at least a solution to say, hey, here's how you should fix this. Here's how you should run it, which has been the basis of a lot of my content, right? Here's how you should fix this. And with anything, just like everything else related to MK11, these answers, the solutions already exist. We just have to go look back in the past, right? So with Injustice 2, when the game came out, they ran an online tournament nationwide in the United States called Hometown Heroes. It was a really cool tournament. I played in it as much as possible, but with working and doing other things, I didn't get to really grind it as much as I wanted to. Plus, I was playing a low tier character. But basically, what Hometown Heroes was, it was online tournaments every week, and instead of it being two regions in North America. With North America includes Canada, the US, I think some parts of Mexico, some other territories, right? There were 8 regions in the US. The regions were Seattle, San Francisco, LA, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, and Miami. And the cool part is they let you decide what region you wanted to be in. Give or take, right? You couldn't be LA and choose New York. But like if you're in between Atlanta and Dallas, which are pretty close in the sense of distance, like you could play in one or the other. You just couldn't play in both, right? And like the beauty of this is on the West Coast, there's 3 regions. On the Eastern Coast or the east side of the country, right? New York, Miami, Atlanta, they're all very Eastern time zone. There's 3 regions. If you're in the middle of the country, you can choose Dallas or Chicago, depending on where you're closer to. So you had way more freedom. And it wasn't me in Southern California playing people in the middle of Canada, like because they're technically in a West, right? Because you just split a fine line down the middle of 2 different countries for the most part, right? So there was like Injustice 2's netcode wasn't bad at all. I honestly think Mortal Kombat 11's netcode is worse than Injustice 2's, but that's a whole different video. So with the netcode being better, because remember they improved the netcode on MKX, and you really playing somebody in your region, like I'm playing in the Los Angeles region, right? So that's not far from me at all. So the people I was playing against, and it wasn't like it was only bad players. Like you gotta remember, Nubcakes is from Wednesday Night Fights. There's there's a lot of good players that are in this area. So I got to play with like a lot of those players, like some people from Arizona, some people from SoCal. Like it was cool, and the connection thing was just never an issue. Not to mention, it wasn't like it. If the other thing that I would change, let me just say this: the other thing that I would change, I wouldn't do it through the events tab on the PS4, all that. Just do a regular Smash GG bracket like every other tournament, please. Like it works. I understand you want to do the integration through the game and it'll set up the lobby for you, count the tally of the matches for you, wins, losses. That shit is cool and it's cute, but it doesn't account for glitches. It doesn't account for mistakes. It doesn't account for disconnects. It doesn't say, hey, you disconnected, you got 60 seconds to reconnect or you're disqualified. You have a minute or 2 minutes to reconnect. No, if you disconnect for a second, you're just done. So to prevent that, just have somebody run the brackets. I know it's easier to have a bot run the brackets, but if you have anybody, like it's Warner Brothers, bro, it's another realm. Like you guys can pay somebody to run a bracket for a few hours, for one day, or you know what I mean? Once a month, however often these are gonna be, that would help a lot too. And with the Hometown Heroes thing, it was cool because it was longer, right? It was like 8 weeks or something. So every week they would show a different region's top 8. Which was like kind of cool. Like every region had it, but every week they would show a different top 8. And then at the end of the season, because you get points throughout the season, right? And I was actually in the top 8 of my location for a while. But if you get to at the end of the season, the top 4 people in that bracket, they would say you go to the GameStop of your region. So like if I'm LA region to San Francisco region, there's a GameStop location, and then we play an offline tournament, top 4. And then the winner of that top 4 is the winner of that region, and all the 8 regions together. You come together and you have top 8, boom, IPS finals basically. It's a really cool thing. And I just think that's a lot more interesting than what we have for this pro competition thing. And we don't even know really like what it's building up to, how it's really gonna go. Like we don't really know what it's for. I mean, I don't even think they've announced any money on the line for it yet. So yeah, I just think that if they looked at this and ran it this way, it would be a lot, especially as far as online tournaments go, because the netcode infrastructure is not that great. And with just the world, the way the world is right now, it's even more difficult to have consistent good internet with people from different places. So I think making more regions, like I think there's 4 regions for pro competition in like the UK or like Latin America, but there's only 2 in the US or something like that. And it's just, come on, man. Like, we can do so much better than what we have is all I'm trying to say. And I don't want to harp on this too long. I just wanted to bring that up and just say, hey, here's a way we should have done it. We could do it a lot better. Because even when you watch top 8 for NA West, it was majority players from Texas. And if it was done hometown hero style, I wouldn't have even played any of those players. Like they would have been in a different region. And it's not to say I'm trying to dodge any of those players, but it's like, damn, like it's like, say, like all the good players are in New York, right? So if you're anywhere in the Eastern Hemisphere, you got to deal with Sonic Fox, Dragon, and all of them. I know they're not all in New York, but you know what I'm talking about, right? You got to deal with all of them. So you basically have no chance to make top 8 because you got to deal with these players. Like you're kind of run into them, right? And it's like the same thing on West. Like you got to run into Rewind, you're gonna run into Scar, you're gonna run into these players, and it's like, damn, like it's kind of like the tournament is set up to be gate kept by the same players. And it's not the players' fault. It's not. I'm not blaming them at all. It's kind of like the structure of the tournament is not conducive to bringing out new players, to giving people who aren't already up at that level a chance to get to that level. And that's kind of what I would like the community to be like. Give the new faces a chance to get up there. But anyway, that's just how I feel. I think taking a different stance and having a different method with it would make the tournaments a lot better. But what do y'all think? Let me know. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good night. JSF, I'm out. Peace.